Hello everyone, welcome to the video session of Introduction to Event Management. Today we will be starting with Module 3, which is hereby bifurcated into two parts. Part 1 focuses on developing the content guidelines, vendor management and logistic management, whereas Part 2 focuses on the expense reimbursement, travel arrangements as well as negotiating tactics. So let's begin with the Module 3, Part 1. Which comprises of developing the content guidelines, vendor management and logistic management. So let's begin with the first topic. Now, what is a content strategy? A content strategy is a set of messages that you create and deliver throughout the process of organizing your event. A content can be built before, during and after the event, and it must be the reflection of your event's unique values. A content always help you to boost your registrations, increase your brand recognition, as well as define the way the people interact at the event. So whether you build up or construct the content from the scratch or it is based upon your previous event experiences, it must also focus, and it is equally important that you focus on the personalized types and channels which you use in it, because each event must be unique in its own way. So it is important that your content of the event must be relevant, consistent and accurate enough. So now let's have a look on the types of content for the events. Now you design the content before the event and your main goal must be to encourage the audience, to engage them and to make them attend your event, as well as to provide insights about your event. During the event, the goal must be to keep your audience tuned in, as well as provide the directions and aids in the real time. After the event, that is the post-event activity, you usually try to establish a long-term relationship with your audience as well as your potential guest and collects the feedback and insights of the event. So all of these can be done in various forms. The first one is social media marketing or social media post. You can post, many organizations appoint a person who runs their social media accounts and provide fresh insights about the event. As well as they also try to solve the queries of the customers. Now also with social media, one can apply the rule of the less the better and provide the maximum useful information in a concise and creative way. The next is email marketing. Now, via email marketing, you can have a personalized conversation with your audience as well as the guest. The next is media placement. Now, press coverage is always beneficial in pre and post event activities. You can have a press release, you can create a press note and you can disclose the valuable content of your event. And last is blogging. Now, blogging is another way that you can boost your registrations of the event via blog post. Let's have a look on the steps in the content strategy for the events. The first main step is listen to others. You always need to listen to others because sometimes the event marketers do not understand the type of questions or the expectations from the audience from them at the time of the event. So they need to go and explore the sites like Quora or Reddit and explore the buzziest questions regarding their event. Next is provide the answers. You need to provide the correct answers and a creative and in your own unique way. The next is create a channel strategy. You must always choose an online effective channel to communicate to your audience. And lastly, to establish the matrix. Now you need to evaluate your content marketing strategy and you need to develop the key matrices based on how many people have visited your content or how many people have shared it to further people or how many people have registered in your event interacting with that content. So this was all about the content strategy involved in event management. Now let's have a look on the next topic, that is vendor management. Businesses and individuals that provide goods and services to an organization are considered as its vendors. So the term vendor management is used when describing the activities which includes researching and sourcing for vendors, obtaining quotes with pricing capabilities, turnaround times and quality of work, negotiating contracts with your vendors, managing relationships, assigning jobs, evaluating performances, and ensuring that the payments are made in real time. This is the process of vendor management, wherein the first step is you need to establish the business goal. It is much easier to select and manage the vendors when you are pretty much clear about your business parameters where you need to compare and contrast with the vendor. Next is to select the best vendor. Now, you need to match your performance standards and characteristics with the company or with the vendor management company in which you are contracting. Every vendor will have its strengths and weaknesses, and choosing the right one is very much important. Next is managing your suppliers. You need to equally manage the suppliers, and the vendor managers need to monitor performance and output to ensure contract terms are being followed, approve or disapprove the changes, provide feedback, and develop relationship through effective communication. And the last one is meeting the goals on consistent basis. This requires continuous work in influencing vendors in meeting the performance objectives to ensure the profitability of the organization. Now, the next topic is logistics. Logistics involves the integration of information, transportation, inventory, warehousing, material handling, as well as packaging. Event logistics is the process of planning, controlling, and managing and transferring the storage and the other tangible and intangible operations performed in the event planning and management. So here, let's have a look on the tips for managing the event logistics, or the process that you will follow in managing the event logistics. The first main thing is planning. Now, planning is a key aspect in event logistics. You must be knowing that the event is reasonable enough to conduct because your efficiency depends upon that. The next is set specific goals. Now, based on your planning, you need to clear the specific goals, and you need to build the objectives regarding that. It is important to distinguish between the goal and objectives. You need to split the goals into more specific tasks and objectives. After that, there is smart technologies. Now, once the goal is bifurcated or splitted into different specific tasks, you need to use your smart solution techniques, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Next is fixed plan of action. Make sure all those activities and tasks which are performed, you need to record, and you need to maintain that record whether electronically or manually. Next is prioritize. Always try to prioritize the list. Now, what if that your task list is very large or very big? You need to prioritize the activities, that which activities needs an immediate action and which activities can be postponed. And last is the execution, which includes the effective execution of all the tasks and duties which is delegated to the team members in an effective way and which accomplish the goals and objectives of the logistics. So this was all about the content strategy, vendor management, and logistic management involved in event management. Part 2 of Module 3 will be discussed in the next video session. Thank you.